Dear Diary, today is the 31st of January 2022. I'm very happy today because I have completed all my goals for January. Okay, it is 9:16 p.m. on 31st of January, and I've just completed the laziest version of a diary I've ever written. This is written in Python, and this is the demo. Well, okay, quick walkthrough, top to bottom walkthrough of the code. Start with the header file. Well, not header file. Starts with the header. Yeah. So my initial plan was to write a diary, proper one that has calendar widgets, some labels, some buttons, multi-line text fields, and of course the layout, which is the canvas. And I did design something with my biro, but I couldn't get it to work. Well, I've had a long day, so I've just been very lazy to make it work. Uh, but this is what that code is supposed to look like. Uh, I didn't think I'll be able to do it before midnight, and I really just wanted to take a version of a diary off my list. So it's supposed to look something like this. So there'll be a main grid layout. I'll still tidy this up anyways. Main layouts with the fun and games in there. Then there will be the entry layout. So what's supposed to happen is that the main layout will have the calendar, and then on the side it will be two columns on the grid. The side would have like quick summary, or maybe highlights of some of the diary entries. And if you click the new entry button, it will open another. So clicking the new entry button will open another window where you can put new diary entries. If I run this, I'm not sure that will run, but let's see. Right, so it's supposed to look something like this, where this label, the button label is. It's supposed to have the diary entries, and then of course there will be a calendar here. If I click new entry, it should open another window. At the moment it just overlaps it, or just superimposes it on this. But exiting that, happy that works. Actually, let's see. So if I click new entry and I type, let's put some lorem ipsum there, and I do submit, right? So it does print it on the screen, right? It just doesn't do much. Uh, but yeah, I will get that to work another day. Right now, this is done and works actually. So quick one on this. Yep, so you had the TLDR of that. It's a diary app or a diary script, and what it does, yeah, I've just imported loads of APIs that or modules that will be used for that. So we've got the float, grid layouts, that's for the layouts, the canvas. We've got the MD date picker, which is for the calendar buttons. We've got builders, labels, text inputs, and all the fun and games. I imported OS because for this script, I am creating directories and files. And I've imported datetime because hey, it's a library. What's a library without datetime? Okay, so top to bottom for this one. So this diary, this one I'm demoing, will get your entry and put it in a text file. That's all it does. Create a text file, puts it in there, and so you have a folder with loads and loads of text files as diary entries. So we're creating that. So we're creating the text file. Of course, you have the datetime now, because immediately when you're putting it in the folder, diary entries, it creates a folder. So try and accept. So this is more like exception handling, trying and catching. I'm using Java now, but yeah. So OS does making directory diary entries, and if it exists, instead of throwing this error or file exists error, it would then just print, folder or directory exists on the console. It doesn't, disturb our UI. And then, for the file name, obviously the file name is the diary entry for the date.txt. Like I said, they're text files. And we're opening that file here using the append feature or function, because so if the file exists, it just appends it or creates something like that, right? Okay, so this is the main layout. I'm using float for that. Of course, this is all part of the main layout. This is part of OOP, just initializing the keywords here. I don't know why this is there actually, because it's float. So yeah, I think I used create initially, so I can definitely comment this out. And then I'm adding the widgets. So this is text input. If we delete this, this is the text input, right? It's a multi-line text field, and the name is entry, obviously, because it's a diary entry. And then of course you have the new entry, which is the button, new entry button. I've just put some sizing in there for height and width, and then I've positioned it to the left, and also for and then of course on press, so I'm binding the function for pressing. So once you click it, it goes to entry press, and what that does is entry self.text, and then it writes whatever is in the text file, the text field. It writes it in our file here that's been created, and then it closes that file. Easy peasy in it. And then of course it resets the text field, and when you hit exit press, it quits. I should delete this as well. That's for another label that I haven't used. And of course, because it's I'm using Kiwi GUI, you define the class for the diary app, because you've imported app, Kiwi app. Then build return main layout, and then you call your app here just to run it. For more info on Kiwi, you can check the documentation. Kiwi documentation is pretty nifty, isn't it? So you've got, I was just checking out for labels here. You've got loads of other things, events, garden. I have mostly been in the UIX side, so UIX image, the grid layout, float layout. You can see some of the ones I've imported as well. So you can read more about that in the documentation page. It's pretty good actually. Okay, so if I run it now, just to call your attention that this file is stored on the desktop, so it's their diary desktop, diary.py. So this is the folder. This is what it looks like. So nothing has been created. So if I run it once, this is what our diary looks like, and you can see in here that a folder has been created, diary entries. If you hit that, this currently has 0 bytes, so a folder and a file at the same time. Okay, and let me just try to let me generate some fun lorem ipsum to put in there. So I've got this. Right, so let's see on that. And if I put that, so of course you see my new entry, my exit. If I hit that and I hit new entry, that goes up to 2.9. If I do that again, then exit, I see an error there. Ah, that's because I have closed the file. Okay, let's do this. Let me take that out. Du-du-du. Then we run it. That will create another file because the file is accurate to the second. I should probably look for a way to fix that. Alright, so and then it keeps adding, just keeps going, just keeps going. Right, and then you can exit that, close that down. So the first one we opened, so we have one blurb, ipsum, 5 paragraphs, nice. Then the second one, obviously we've got more in there, and that is the diary app. I had some fun creating this actually, I wouldn't lie, so yeah.